Hey, what's going on, Starcraft 2 community? This is Limitless Starcraft, coming to you with another Starcraft 2 Heart of the Storm commentary. In today's matchup, I pulled another replay from the WCS Korea 2013 Premier Playoffs. This tournament had a lot of great games in it. So far, I think it was one of the top Starcraft 2 tournament events in a while. There has been some brilliant games, a lot of big names in the house for that tournament, and I believe they're almost done with the tournament, finishing it up, Season 2. And I just wanted to cast in a ZVP. ZVP has been a pretty strong metagame game, basic, solid game. You know, some crazy shenanigans every once in a while, but in the long run, it's a good matchup. Introducing our players, the blue Protoss in the bottom right is IG Jim. And in the top left is our red Zerg Jaedong, EG's Jaedong, also known as the Tyrant. And for this map, it is Akalon Waste. Everyone should know this map by now. It's a pretty popular map. It's pretty balanced. I haven't seen it gone like completely in favor of one race or the other. Usually the win rate for all these matchups are, I'd say, fairly even. I haven't actually checked the statistics to back that up, so excuse me for that. And as far as this map goes, and it looks like Jaedong is going spawning pool first, which in ZVP, it's a little unusual. You usually want to go for your expansion first, just because normally the Protoss player will go for Forge, Fast Expand, or Gateway Expand. But either way, whatever he does go, even if he goes for Gateway first, you're relatively safe. And now he has a chance to block that off with the pylon, which is going to harass his economy a little bit. Jaedong can just go ahead and expand down here to the third and not worry about it. And then later on get a few Zerglings, take that out, and go ahead and take his third, which he might be doing right now. Looks like the natural is about to go up for Jim, and there it goes. Alright, so we have the third taking right here, which is a good position. It's a weird position as well, because if Jim were to come in with his units and do a little harass with the Zealots and all that, it's a small choke point, which is not ideal for Zerg. Force filled that off, and he'd be able to take out the third, but also on the other side of that, Jaedong can trap his units. Say if Jim comes in from this way, he can trap his units in here to where there's really no escape. I mean, there's no other way in, so he would lose his army if he, Jaedong had the right amount. And this pylon is about to go down. We have a gateway cannon, pretty standard play. Jaedong's actually Jim's actually supply block from losing the pylon. Third goes down now, which is actually the second, but gas going up, second gas going up, pretty standard. Cybernetics core should be coming up next, and then followed by his tech choice. Now in ZVP, you can always go with numerous things. You can go for early void ray pressure, kind of scare Jaedong into having to either go Hydrotech or get a lot more queens to defend his bases. Good go for Phoenix or Oracles. Oracles have been pretty popular, as they are a very fast unit, and they can get some work done on harassing the drone line. Queen coming down here. Second base already up for Jaedong. Still hasn't taken any gases yet. He might be just trying to get his economy going, get a few links to defend, and then when the time comes, go ahead and take all those gases. Now, Warp Gate is being researched. That is a must in any matchup for Protoss. Overlord coming in here for the scout. Probably to see if he's taking his gases or not yet. That's usually a good way to tell if he's pushing or not, because if you take more gases, you're leaning towards more a heavy Immortal Sentry push on a 2 base, which is a very strong attack for Protoss. For Zerg, you want to scout that out as early as possible. He's actually throwing down a robotics facility, which he can still produce out the Immortals. There goes the gas. We'll see what he does here. He could go Colossus, but I feel like the Colossus play wasn't as strong as it was in Wings of Liberty. The Colossus play against Zerg, they've kind of shied away from it, but it still is used. Colossus can do some damage, a lot of damage actually, especially with the Thermal Lance upgrade. Jaedong a little bit hot ahead in supply. Let's see. Units 2 sentries out, 38 probes to 48 2 drones. On 3 bases, you should see Jaedong's economy start to kick in pretty soon. Still... Oh, we got 2 gases down here, both being mined fully. I should see that economy kick in pretty soon. Now, if these Zerglings running out on the map, I don't actually know if they have speed yet. Nope, not speed. I'd say for the Zerg's point of view, speed is a must. You must be able to trap his, Jim's units when they move out. You pick off a sentry or 2 or a few stalkers. Especially for the stalkers, you gotta have that link speed to surround them and do the right amount of damage. There is the Immortal. Gas is being thrown up. We might see an Immortal sentry push. As I said, it's pretty popular, and the ground 1 armor or weapons being started right now. Speed now on the way. Let's look at Jaedong's point of view. I don't know if he's scouted that, scouted all the gases. So it looks like Jaedong knows what's coming. He didn't actually scout all the gateways coming yet, but knowing Jaedong, he might already have figured it out what is going on. We do have the Roach Warren, and we have Roach Speed going on for Roaches, which is very aggressive, but it's also like a necessity against a 2-base all in. We get a macro hatch going down for Jaedong, which is a smart idea. So essentially we'll have 4 hatcheries pumping out units to defend against this Sentry Immortal all-in. Now, here's a large Immortal count right now. Typically I've seen Fortress players push out with 2, because the 2 Immortals is quite enough to hold back the Zerg player, but 3 is kind of, it's not overkill, but it's going to do a lot of damage here now. Jaedong could be in trouble. He only has a couple of roaches out, which will be taken out very quickly by those Immortals. Make sure he stays on those ejections. Trying to go in for the flank, but he realizes now how many Immortals there are, and he's running back. He might be a little scared now. Pylon going down. Nope, can't build on the creep. Zergling's trying to run by to get that surround. He could come in from this side as well with these roaches and just try to pick off a few sentries before this force really amounts to what it needs to be. A few zealots going in, that's not a bad idea. No stalkers though, which pretty much makes these lanes not as effective because they're going to be headlong against the force fields and the Immortals and the zealots leading the charge. We have a War Prism here just to reinforce. Jaedong doing a good job of trying to stop the reinforcements from coming in. But he has Carapace on the way, or I'm sorry, melee attacks coming on the way for Jaedong, taking out another pylon, making sure he can't warp in any more units. But this warp president is going to be problematic as he has nothing to take this out. Jim right now pushing down to the 3rd base. This is what I'm talking about right here. There's a small choke point. If he gets caught in that, and go either way for either Jim or Jaedong, it'd be very crucial to the matchup. A lot of pylons being thrown down the street. Jim's wants to make sure he gets all those reinforcements. There he goes again, trying to take out those pylons. Very decent force fields. We have a nice concave right now for Jaedong. He already used a lot of his force field, so there wasn't enough to hold this back. The roaches, one of the Immortals down, 2 of them I see go down, and the 3rd one's being focus fired down. And that's gonna be in the Immortals, but there's still a lot of sentries and a lot of stalkers out for Jim. I don't know if... Oh, there's also a lot of roaches coming out for Jaedong. He is at 117 supply. As if he's getting... I don't think he has any more upgrades coming. Another good concave from Jaedong. Lings coming in, picking off the stalkers, refocusing their fire. Warp Prism just doing a little micro here and there. Right now, Jim's still holding on. His push was pretty strong for Jim, but Jaedong's still popping on units constantly. I mean, on four hatcheries, I mean, it's pretty much an unlimited amount for a while. Jim's gonna have to either bring in a few more Immortals or take a 3rd of his own and kind of set back. I don't know if this all-in's gonna completely work now. I mean, the intimidation factor is gone. The observer's there. He could have force filled that right there and trapped in a lot of his units. Another great concave for Jaedong. Jaedong needs a few more lings though to take out these stalkers. A queen does go down. Roach is getting picked off one by one, and we have this queen right here. Poor queen trying to contribute, but she doesn't do too much damage. Having to pull off drones off the line. looks like it might be enough just to pull Jim back for a little bit. But there is a constant pressure from Protoss. 2 bases will allow you to produce a lot of Lumen units for a while. And there are the Zerglings to pick these off. Roaches aren't as effective against Stalkers alone. He was able to clean that up, clean up these pylons as well. More sentries being warped in, and now we have another Immortal coming out on the fields. And Jaedong held that off very well. He didn't lose really any drones. He didn't lose this third, which would have been really bad for him. Picking off an OV there, just doing a little micromanagement. Warp Prison trying to get in a little play on the main base, but I don't think it's going to do much. Rich is already there to stop it. And resources, army supply wise, is 121 to 71, so he's up by 50 supply. Jaedong is going in for a little counter attack. He's probably spotting to see if he has a third and a fourth or not. He will be happy to see that there is nothing. His units are trapped in here with that pylon right there. He had to do that so no Zerglings would run by. Looks like Jim is going to go in for one last push. I mean, if this push fails, it's going to be GG for Jim. He won't have the economy to sustain and hold with Jaedong. His economy is about to skyrocket. I mean, 3 bases, he's probably thinking about taking a 4th here pretty soon as he subs this attack. 145 to 98, still up by 50 supply, so both players keeping up with their macro, maintaining that 50 supply deficit. Now, ground armor, I would expect him to have gone for another upgrade before he did this attack, because it's going to be practically the same result. There's a lot of sentries, but I mean, he has Hydras out now. Hydra Roach Ling against the 2 base all-in is very strong, because the 2 base all-in is meant to catch an opponent before Hydralists come out, most of the time, if the Protoss is very quick enough with it. But now that Hydras are out, I don't know if he actually got the speed upgrade or not. He just got the Groove Spines, which increases the range, which is going to be very effective. He's waiting to surround these units, which is going to be good because I don't think Jim knows about these units in the back here. He does see them with the pylon, I believe. Bad engagement there. Jaedong losing about 4 roaches, 3 hydras. It's not a good start. But I still think Jaedong has enough. I mean, look at this army. He's up by so much. Supply nearly maxed already. And this looks like it's going to be it for Jim. Roaches coming in from the back, picking off the Immortals, the Sentries, Hydras doing the rest of the damage. This is going to be GG, I believe, here in a minute. Yep, there it is. And great game, good try. 2 base all in Protoss usually is a very strong combination, but Jaedong knows what he's doing and held on very well against it. So I'll be casting game 2 of this series in a little bit, hour or two, and I'll see you guys